out there, folks. It's Dave from Davestation VR, and today we're talking Preta, Vendetta Rising for PSVR. So this is our first action RPG, a little bit Diablo, a little bit Dark Souls. It's pretty fun. The gameplay is rock solid. I really like the combat. There's plenty of options as far as camera is concerned, and for the most part, it works in VR. We don't have anything like this yet. And the marketing around it boasts like a 50-hour campaign, which I haven't played all the way through yet, but I've played enough to give my thoughts on it, so let's get into it. So, like I said, Preta is an action RPG, and like any good RPG, you've got some character classes to choose from, you've got some skill trees to upgrade, and there's weapons to craft, items to unlock, all that sort of stuff. The gameplay is very combat heavy. It's kind of like a hack and slash, but it takes a little bit more thought. You need to dodge at the right time, use potions effectively, know when to use your special moves, and it takes a little bit of skill to not get your ass kicked at the beginning. So the game plays out mostly as a single-player campaign, and you'll go through these slightly story-based quests. They're divided up into chapters. Throughout the first chapter, you'll kind of unlock stuff in town that allows you to craft new items or get new upgrades. And the first time you play through, you're just going to complete a certain mission, and on replaying each one, you get different rewards, which kind of help you craft as you go through. So the game is built around a grind, basically. You need to play a stage and then play it again at least one or two times to actually get the stuff that you need to progress in the game. So when I realized that, I was a little frustrated, maybe disappointed, that you couldn't just play through the quests one by one and unlock what you need to get better. It definitely requires a little bit of going back and replaying stuff, which is not my favorite thing in the world, not the best way to add playtime. That said, the actual gameplay is really fun. I did enjoy the combat system a lot, so that does alleviate a bit of the stress of grinding. So as far as graphics and presentation are concerned, overall it looks fine. The character animations are really good, but there's a decent amount of judder when you turn your head left or right, on the original PS4 at least. And there's a tendency for stages to get reused pretty constantly, as well as enemies, so you'll start seeing the same things over and over again, where maybe the first time it didn't really strike you as that bad. You know, you've seen a stage 4 times and you're like, okay, can we get some more environments in here? One thing that was mentioned a lot in the press coverage for this game before it came out on PSVR was the multiplayer aspect, and I feel like that was a little bit exaggerated. So what's in the game currently is a boss raid mode that you can play with 3 people, but there's no matchmaking in terms of inviting your friends. It's just a random lobby online. You sit and you wait for somebody to pop in. And the bosses that you can fight are way more powerful than anybody can deal with at the beginning of the game. So it's something you kind of have to grind in the single player to even be able to get to the multiplayer mode. But that said, it looks to me like some of the unlocks are hidden behind progress in the multiplayer mode. So you do have to, at a certain point, get to a level where you can beat the online boss raids in order to unlock stuff for the single player game. My overall thoughts on this one are that it's a really fun, little addictive game, but once you start to settle into it and realize what the gameplay loop is and the grind, it can get a little stale, and you wonder if you want to spend the whole 50 hours playing it, because a lot of it is repetition. Playing through the same stages again, the same environments, the same enemies, the same bosses. So while the combat system is really fun and fluid, and I like playing the game, the progression and the quests and everything around it can be a little stifling. If I had to give this one a score, I would say probably like a 7.8. The gameplay is great, and I hope they'll add more multiplayer in the future. I'd love to play through the campaign with people online, invite friends, all that kind of stuff. They have mentioned they're going to keep adding more to the game, so we'll see what comes out as far as that's concerned. But for now, if you're looking for an action RPG on PlayStation VR, this is pretty much all we got, but it's a solid little title. And if you're willing to put up with a decent amount of grinding, you might find some enjoyment out of it. So, like I said, 7.8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this review, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel like doing. I appreciate it so much, and I will catch you later.